I'm Priyanka Bish from Ardent Progressive School, and in today's session we will be continuing with the third chapter of accountancy, which is recording of transactions part 1. As in the previous class we have discussed about some transactions relating to banking. We have learned how to record the transaction as journal entries relating to banking in the books called journal. So here in this session, we will be learning about some more types of transactions, such as first, we will be learning about opening entries. As we know, every firm starts its new book in the beginning of the year, and since the closing balance of previous year is carried forward to the next year, so the first entry will be to record the previous year balances of assets and liability. So as it is the first entry, so it will be considered as opening entries. Now opening entries basically includes assets and liability. So the accounts of all the assets, they are always debited because assets always shows debit balance, whereas account of liabilities, they are always credited because liabilities always shows credit balance. So this is the difference here. Now if the total of liabilities exceeds the total of assets, then the difference is treated as goodwill, which is a balancing figure. Goodwill will be the balancing figure to match it with the total of liabilities side, and it will be debited. So here if the total of liability sides exceed, which means if the liabilities amount is greater than the total of asset amount, then the difference will be treated as goodwill and goodwill will be debited so that the asset column can be balanced. Second, we have if the total of assets exceeds the total of liabilities, then the difference will be treated as capital, which will be the balancing figure, and it will be credited. So if the total of asset is greater than the total of liabilities, then whatever the balancing figure will be there, it will be treated as capital and it will be credited, so that the capital column or the liability column can match with the asset column. So it should be clear that excess of liability over asset, then the balancing figure will be goodwill. Excess of assets over liabilities, then the balancing figure will be capital. Now let's understand the concept of opening entry with a numerical question as an example. So for example, question is, the following balances appeared in the books of Bhopal on 1st April 2018. Now we will write the closing balance of assets and liabilities, which will be treated as opening balance on 1st April 2018. So on asset sides, there is cash amounting to rupees 8,000. Then we have bank balance 20,000, in stock 54,000. Then we have debtors named Ashok 12,000, Pavan 15,000, Vivek 20,000. So there are 3 debtors: Ashok, Pavan and Vivek. Then machinery rupees 60,000. These are the asset balance. So now we will see the balances of liabilities side. On liabilities side, first item is creditors. So there are 2 creditors. First is Charu, rupees 7,000. Then we have Ram, rupees 13,000. These are the creditors. Next we have capital amounting to rupees 2 lakh. So these are the closing balances of assets and liabilities in the previous year, which will be now treated as opening balance, and we will write it as opening entry in the books of journal. So here we will draw the format of journal. Journal of Gopal. Format is date, particulars, LF, debit amount and credit amount. Now, here is the serial number, then particulars, LF, debit amount, credit amount. We know all the balances of assets are debited because assets always shows debit balance. So we will debit all the items of assets. First is cash account debit, then bank account debit. Amount of cash is 8,000. Amount of bank is 20,000. Then we have stock account 54,000. Then we have debtors as Ashok 12,000. Pavan 15,000. Vivek 20,000 and machinery 60,000. So all the items of assets are debited. Now next we have liabilities side. Liabilities are credited because liabilities always shows credit balance. So on liabilities side we will write creditors were Charu 7,000, then to Ram account 13,000 and then to capital account rupees 2 lakh. Now we will add all the items of assets and we will add all the items of liabilities. And by adding all the items of assets and liabilities, both the total should be equal. if there is any difference in the total, then the difference will be treated as either goodwill or capital as a balancing figure. So first we will calculate the total amount on liability side. 13 plus 7 is 20. 20 plus 2 lakh is 2,20,000. This is the total of liabilities side. Now, if we add on all the items, amount of all the items of assets, the total amount of assets will be rupees 1,89,000. So as we can see here, liability side total is 2,20,000, asset side total is 1,89,000. So this means there is excess of liability sides over asset side. And we have studied that if there is excess of liabilities over asset, then the balancing figure will be treated as goodwill and it will be debited. So here on debit side, we will open an account which is goodwill. It will be considered as balancing figure. Now, the difference of balance is 31,000. So this 31,000 will be debited in goodwill account. So this is how we will be solving the question based on opening entry. Now, after discussing the concept of opening entry, we will now discuss about the second concept, which is bad debts. So for understanding the concept of bad debts, let's understand this with an example. For example, there is a person A. And the second person B. Now, A has lent some amount of money on credit to B. For suppose A has lent rupees 5,000 amount of credit to B. So for B, A is the creditor and for A, B is the debtor. Now, B has to pay 5,000 rupees as the amount which is given by A. Now, after 2 months, B has paid only 3,000 rupees out of 5,000. Now here, total amount which was to be received by A is 5,000, but A is only receiving 3,000 from B. So here the remaining amount, which is rupees 2,000, which is not recovered by the creditor. So this amount will be treated as bad debts. So bad debts means the amount which has not been recovered from debtor, it is known as bad debts. So here the bad debts is amounted for rupees 2,000. So bad debts is basically an expense because we are not getting our full amount, and the remaining amount which we are not receiving, that bad debts will be treated as expense. Expenses are always debited according to the rule of nominal account. So whenever there is entries relating to bad debts, we will always debit bad debts. Why? Because bad debts are expense for the firm. So it is clear that bad debts means the amount which is not recovered from the debtor. It is known as bad debts. So let's take the example of bad debts, how to record the entries based on bad debts. We'll take an example, a numerical question. Question is, Ram, who owed us rupees 10,000, is declared insolvent and 30 paise in a rupee received from his state. Now we have to record this transaction in the books called journal. Ram, who owed us rupees 10,000, that means we have credited some amount to Ram, that is rupees 10,000. Now Ram is liable to pay this amount to us. So here Ram is declared insolvent. Insolvent means he is not in a position to pay the full amount of credit. And 30 paise in a rupee is received from his estate. So here in this transaction, it is clear that the total amount which is to be received by the creditor is 10,000, but the debtor is insolvent now and he is only paying 30 paise in a rupee. So here we know total amount was 10,000 and we have received only 30 paise. Now if we convert paise in a rupee, we will divide 30 by 100. Amount is 3,000. That means out of 10,000, we are receiving only 3,000 from Ram. And the remaining amount is 7,000. This 7,000 is bad debts. This 7,000 has become bad debts for us. So here, how to record this transaction in a books of journal? So journal entry will be, we know we have received some amount of cash. We are receiving cash, that means cash is coming in the business. Cash is a real account. Rule for real account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So here cash is coming in the business, so we will be debiting cash account. How much cash we are receiving from Ram? Rupees 3,000. Remaining 7,000, which is a bad debts now. We know bad debts is treated as expense. Expenses are always debited because expenses comes under the account nominal account. Rule for nominal account is debit all expenses. So we will debit bad debts account amounting to rupees 7,000. Now the giver of cash is, who is the giver of cash? Giver of cash is Ram. Ram, which is a personal account. Rule for personal account is debit the receiver, credit the giver. So here we will credit Ram's account with the amount 10,000. So the journal entry will be cash account debit, the amount of cash which we have received from the debtor. Bad debts account debit, the amount of cash which we have not received from the debtor to Ram's account. Ram is the giver will be credited. Narration for this journal entry can be cash received from debtor 30 paise and bad debts amounting to rupees 7,000. So this is how we will do the treatment of the transactions like bad debts. Now there are some special entries also. Bad debts recovered. So sometimes it may happen that the amount of bad debts which was not recovered from the debtor, it is now recovered from the debtors. So in future we can receive that amount of bad debts also. So bad debt recovered will be now income for us because we are receiving our remaining amount and we know we are receiving our amount in the form of cash. So if we receive cash, we will debit cash account because cash is a real account. Rule for real account is debit what comes in. And these bad debts are now treated as income for us. So incomes are always credited according to the rule of nominal account. So on credit side we will write to bad debts recovered. Next entry can be based on outstanding expenses. Now we know outstanding means the amount which is due to be paid in future. So here, for example, if the salary is outstanding, the firm has to pay the salary to the employee. The firm has paid 11 months salary to the employee. Remaining 1 month is the outstanding salary for the employee. So we know that amount of outstanding salary is to be paid in future. So that salary will be treated as expense only. Expenses are debited and we will credit outstanding salary or expenses. The journal entry for outstanding expenses will be expenses account debit to outstanding expenses. Third, we have prepaid expenses. Now, prepaid expenses mean payment of expenses in advance. The amount which we have paid in advance. Now, if we are paying that amount in advance, that means it is an expense for us because we are paying expense earlier. So, here, expenses account debit to prepaid expenses account debit to cash account. If we are paying something in advance, we are paying in cash only. And we know if we are paying cash, that means there is outflow of cash from the business. So according to the real account rule, debit what comes in, credit what goes out, cash account will be credited. Next we have depreciation. Depreciation basically means decrease in value of fixed asset. For example, if we have purchased machinery in 2010 amounting to rupees 1 lakh. In 2010 we have purchased a machinery for rupees 1 lakh. Now if we sell this machinery in 2020, we cannot sell this machinery in the same amount in which we have purchased because this machinery is used daily. So here if something is used on daily basis, that means the value of that asset is decreasing. So it might be sold at 50,000. So there is a reduction of rupees 50,000, decrease in value of 50,000 due to daily use of that asset. So it is known as depreciation. Depreciation means reduce or decrease in the value of fixed asset. So depreciation will be expense for us because if the asset's value is decreasing, it is expense for us. We know expenses are always debited according to the rule of nominal account. So depreciation account will be debited and depreciation is charged on assets. So assets account will be credited. Next we have interest on capital. As we know, capital is the amount which is brought in by the proprietor in the business. So here on this capital, the firm will pay some interest to the proprietor. So here if the firm is paying interest on capital, it is treated as expense for the firm. Expenses are always debited. So interest on capital account will be debited and proprietor's capital account will be credited because this amount of interest is credited to proprietor's capital account. So entry for interest on capital can be interest on capital account debit to capital account. Last is interest on drawings. So as we know, drawings is the amount which is withdrawn by the proprietor from the business fund for his personal use. Now, if the proprietor has withdrawn the amount of drawings, that means the proprietor will pay interest on such drawings, which is an income for the business. So, income for the business, they are always credited. So, partner's drawings account will be debited because partner will be paying the same amount of drawings in future to the business, and interest on drawings will be credited as it is an income for the business. So these were some special entries based on different transactions. Now, we will be solving some numerical question based on these entries only in the next session. So in this session, we have discussed about the opening entry concept, bad debts concept, and also about some special entries. That's all for today. Thank you.